Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Best Football Show with me, Brian Baldinger at Baldy NFL, all over social media, all the different platforms, X and Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, you name it. And then you can download this app, this show on your free Odyssey app. Like it and subscribe to it. Tell your friends about it. We're trying to grow it. We're just here talking football like I do every day. I'm literally here on the third floor of NFL Films, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. We're just kind of looking at some things, getting ready for this weekend. I'm headed to the Hula Bowl down in Orlando, Florida. I'll be announcing that on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to getting down there tonight, going to practice tomorrow. Brian Billick will be coaching. Mike Smith will be coaching, two former NFL coaches. Guys had a lot of success in this league. So, and some really great staffs and great assistant coaches. Mike Tice will be down there coaching the offense. So anyways, it'll be a lot of fun. But let's just get to Wildcard Weekend. I talked about 3 games yesterday, the Saturday games, along with Tampa and Washington. Let's get to the other 3 games, starting with the 1 o'clock game on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a thrilling game. Denver and Buffalo. Denver took care of business last week. They had to beat Kansas City, which they did. They shut them out. They took care of business quickly. Went right down the field and scored. Bo Nix threw 4 touchdown passes against Kansas City. You can't say Kansas City didn't play anybody. I mean, they had a lot of guys out there that are going to play next weekend in the divisional round. So, but regardless, they won the game handily. They took care of business. They didn't give Miami or Cincinnati a chance to sneak into the playoffs or to even think that they did. They took care of business, and Bo Nix was excellent. But they're going into Buffalo where the weather it could be very much Buffalo weather when we know that snow in Orchard Park. I mean, I played up there. My brother played up there. Literally, it can not snow in downtown Buffalo. And in Orchard Park, you could get 2 feet. They're in a snow belt right there at the stadium. So anyways, it could be conditions, but it's all right. That's playoff football. You got to expect that. And you have to be able to ready to play anything. They'll have the field cleared. And it'll be reasonably dry, I'm sure, but who knows? Regardless, I think this is a team. I think this is a Buffalo game that's a warm-up game for them. Like I think they're a better team. Not giving Denver a chance at all. Like they've played good football, good defense. They got a lot of great players on defense. Patrick Surtain is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Zach Allen got Pro Bowl snubbed. Maybe he'll make All-Pro. I don't know. I haven't seen the list. Nick Benito had an unbelievable season. John Franklin Myers is a great addition. They got good players. Riley Moss back at the other corner, back healthy now. But this Buffalo team, they're going to line up the same offense line that they did all year long. From Deion Dawkins, a Pro Bowler, Osiris Torrance, Connor McGovern, Spencer Brown. Like that group has played together, been well coached by Aaron Cromer. And look, I don't know if Josh Allen is going to win the MVP. Certainly, it's Josh and it's Lamar Jackson. If you want to just go by stats, it's Lamar's trophy this year. But Josh has been unbelievable in some huge games that everybody has watched. The game with the Rams. I mean, there was a 2-week span where he scored 10 touchdowns, threw 5 and ran for 5. So his value is undeniable. He doesn't have he's got a good supporting cast. I just think they're a very well-coached football team. I think you might see Bo Nix go up against a defense that doesn't give you a deep shot. I don't think Cortland Sutton's going to run by anybody in Buffalo without a safety cloud in the top the way he did last week or has the last few weeks. But I just think Buffalo is a better coach team. I think their system is in place. I just watch out, okay? I know Von Miller, he's had 6 sacks this year. Part-time duty. I'm just saying, I was around Von a lot this offseason, whether it was the Sack Summit in Las Vegas or training camp. He's healthy this year, fully healthy. And if you put Gregory Rousseau on one side, A.J. Epinesa, Von Miller, you start putting some of these guys on the defensive line to get after the quarterback. They could get after the quarterback. So Von's been to 2 Super Bowls. He'd love to get to 3. Been the defensive, the MVP of the game. Like, he'd love to get back and get that opportunity again. That's just a guy to look out for right now in Buffalo. Not to diminish anything that Sean Payton and Bo Nix has done. I'm sure they'll have a great game plan. I don't know if they can run the ball really effectively. They're going to throw Jaleel McLaughlin and Javonte Williams and, Audrey Estemic. They're going to throw those guys out there, trying to see who gets hot. I just think Buffalo's a more complete team, playoff tested, and at home. All right, that's 1 o'clock. Right after that, in South Philly, the Eagles are taking on Green Bay. I was in São Paulo, Brazil on September 6th this year when they played. The Eagles won that game 34-29, and the star of the game was Saquon. He scored 3 touchdowns in the day. He went over 100 yards rushing. You got to see a glimpse of what this offense can be with Saquon on that very first game. And I feel like this is a game where Saquon is going to have a big opportunity. Now, we're taping this on Wednesday right here. I'm not over at NovaCare today where the Eagles are practicing. This is their big installation day, getting ready for Green Bay. I expect Jalen Hurts to be in the lineup. I don't have that firm information about it. He has missed the last 2 games, got hurt week 16 against Washington, hasn't played since. I don't believe he's practiced since. So the question mark really is Jalen Hurts going to be fully healthy, cleared, practicing all week, and can he get his timing back? Because he was doing a good job of taking care of the football on that 10-game win streak. And remember, he didn't finish that game against Washington. Kenny Pickett did. So the last time Jalen Hurts was on the field, he'd helped the Eagles to a 10-game win streak, the most in franchise history. So I feel like that's the only question mark about this Eagles team is just how quickly Jalen Hurts can get back to the timing in his receivers. And they also get back their tight end, Dallas Goedert. Now, he played last week with Tanner McKee, the third-team quarterback, and he looked good. Caught a few passes, looked good after the catch, as he usually does. He looked healthy. That just makes the Eagles even more viable. To get Goddard and Calcaterra at tight end, to get Devontae and AJ, and Jahan Dotson all healthy at receiver, and then, of course, just feed Saquon with a healthy offensive line. I was watching Lane Johnson last week. They didn't play their starters. And so, there's Lane Johnson working on the forward pass, his play-action pass game and pregame warm-up. Like, he was just a day off. They've had a week rest to get ready for Green Bay. I feel like they're a better team. I thought they were a better team in Brazil 18 weeks ago. I think they're a better team now. I think they're better in the trenches. Cooper DeJean is in the slot now. He wasn't there in Green Bay. Zach Bond's had a full season in front of him, 150 tackles with Nakobe Dean. The defensive line is healthy. I feel like the Eagles team can make a 4-0 run in the postseason starting on Sunday afternoon. And I just think, if you had to say, okay, who's going to be the difference maker in this game, I'd say it's Saquon. He was in the playoffs 2 years ago with the Giants. They did go to Minnesota and win a playoff game. He was very good in that game. That's the only playoff game Saquon, has won in his career. He'd like to see what it's like to make a deep run in the playoffs. And I think he knows what this time is all about. I'm sure last week got him rested. He could have easily gone for Eric Dickerson's record. They decided to shut him down. He didn't make any noise about it. I think he would love to have taken a shot at the record, but they did the right thing. It's about the postseason and getting ready. So I expect, and then, look, I know Green Bay lost Christian Watson last week, and they've played without Watson and won games without him before. They played without Jordan Love and won games this year. They said that Jordan Love could have come back in the game after going out with an elbow injury. I don't know if that's true or not true. I don't think any of us know. Malik Willis finished the game. But, I expect Jordan Love to be ready. And they're down a man at wide receiver. But they still got Daniels, or they still got Jaden Reed. They still have Romeo Dobbs. They still have Wicks. They still have Kraft. I mean, they've got enough. And Josh Jacobs is a complete back. But But I think the Eagles are better in the trenches. And I think that's going to be the difference in the game. And then let's go to Monday night, because that's a repeat of Week 8, where the Rams won that game against Minnesota 30-20. It was a lot closer than that. At one point, Minnesota was up 21-20, or I think that's right. Anyways, it was close to the very end. I think in that game, Demarcus Robinson had 2 touchdown catches, and they were great throws. Great throws, great routes by Robinson, great throws by Matt Stafford. What we saw from Minnesota last week in Detroit on Sunday night, to me, I know people think Sam Darnold is, he showed his true colors. I don't believe that. I think Kevin O'Connell called great plays. Sam either wasn't patient enough to wait for Jordan Addison to get open, got his arm hit on a throw to Justin Jefferson on a double move where he was open. He missed throws. But their defense played great. I mean, for the most part. They took the ball away twice. They lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league with 24 interceptions. They got 2 against Jared Goff. Minnesota just didn't capitalize on it last week. They had their splash plays, tackle for losses, quarterback hits. They did a lot of good stuff. It's a talented defense. They have the ability to really rattle Matthew Stafford in this game. And I expect that to be a big part of it. Teams have gone into Los Angeles, like the Eagles, and beaten the Rams. The Rams have a ton of young players, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that are going to be, there's a good chance this year that Jaden Verse could be the defensive rookie of the year. Good chance. He's a great player. From week one against Detroit, he was a heck of a player. He just knows how to play, man. He doesn't look like a rookie at all. Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk. Those guys have been really good players. I think Minnesota's going to bounce back, though. I think they're a better team. I think the passing game is going to flourish. Minnesota's got a good offensive line. They're not Minnesota. They're not Detroit or Philadelphia good, but they're good. Brian O'Neill and Cam Robinson, and they've got enough. Garrett Bradbury, they've got enough to be good. In addition, Aaron Jones is an excellent in blitz pickup, maybe as good as anybody in this whole business. And I think that's going to be a big part of this game is the running backs. I think Kyron Williams, and he's run for 5 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks. They've won 5 in a row. They are a hot team, but Aaron Jones can match him. Those 2 backs are going to get a lot of work. And so I'm anxious to see the running game. So much of what Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford do is off the running game. Their play action passes. Both coaches, Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay, are very familiar with one another. Obviously, they worked together in Washington. Kevin worked with them in Los Angeles. Kevin's a great play caller, like Sean. They're both great designers of offense, great play callers, very innovative, very creative in their motions, where they put their star players, and how they get the ball to them. So I think that Justin Jefferson, who caught 3 passes on 9 pass attempts on Sunday night against Detroit, will be hungry to make a difference in this game. I like Minnesota to go in there and play well and win that game, get back on track. And I think they will. I think they will. And so that's a look at Wildcard Weekend. I know we've had a lot of coaching changes here this week. I'd like to talk about that, tomorrow or Friday. We'll get to it. We'll have a session. Like I said, I'm heading to the Hula Bowl. So I got to be out at practice early in the morning, getting to know some of these guys. Will Rogers will be at quarterback. The Missouri quarterback Cook will be there. We got good quarterbacks in this, in this game. We've got a bunch of defensive linemen that Warren Sapp coached in Colorado. I'm looking forward to seeing those kids play. It's going to be a good all-star game. So I'll be reporting from there. But I'm going to get down there, watch practice, but I'm going to come back and join you on the Best Football Show at some point, getting ready for Wildcard Weekend. We got national semifinals, Notre Dame and Penn State in the Orange Bowl, at the Cotton Bowl. We've got Ohio State and Texas. We've got really great football Thursday and Friday, Hula Bowl Saturday, Wildcard Weekend Saturday night. It's going to be fun. Look forward to talking to you, everybody. Thank you for joining me here on the Best Football Show.